Hello YouTube, this is Blackfire coming at you with another video. Yeah, as you've seen in the last 24 hours, we've gotten some sort of not so good news. Yeah, it's not good. There's a lot of reasons why it's not good. I'm mainly going to be talking about in this video why it is that these games, thank God, are still going to be on the PlayStation 5, okay? And yes, it hasn't been confirmed by Microsoft, but there's a reason why it hasn't been confirmed by Microsoft. Pre-orders for the Series X are coming tomorrow. And I kind of want to talk about why it is that this game is still going to come. The Elder Scrolls 6, yes, don't worry about it. Bethesda's games are safe. They're still going to be on the PS5. But the concerns are actually deeper than that and actually goes more into game development. But anyways, let's get into today's video, you guys. Okay. The first thing, Bethesda, Microsoft has bought Bethesda Game Studios, actually ZeniMax, but they purchased it they went into a partnership with Microsoft, right? It's a partnership more than it is anything. They still have control over their games and they still have control over their content. Okay, let's be clear about that, because we know how well Microsoft does when they acquire game studios, right? Not so good. But this is a publisher. This is a much bigger deal than just a single game developer, right? So anyways, the thing I want to talk about is they purchased this game for $7.5 billion. Okay, we know Xbox, we know Microsoft's got money. We know Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. For them, this is still like, 10% though. This is still like almost 10% of their profit, right? So that being said, let me explain why it is that these games, Bethesda games, even though Microsoft has acquired and went into a partnership with Bethesda, right? It's more of a partnership than it is anything. They do own the content. They do own the publishing rights for the games. They do own all the IPs. They do own all this stuff now, right? But it is still very much Bethesda's show. It's still their games, okay? Let's be clear about that. Alright, first thing is this. Game Pass is the name of the game here. This has nothing to do with console wars, okay? First thing, that's what we got to understand. Microsoft, just like when they purchased Mojang, they didn't purchase that so that they could, take it off PlayStation, right? They didn't purchase so they could take it off the platforms to put it only on Xbox, right? Because then you're losing money. The whole purpose of this is Game Pass. Game Pass is the real reason why they purchased this publisher, okay? First thing, Bethesda, we know, makes some of the biggest games. The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim sold over 30 million copies. That's a lot for a game. But we also know PlayStation exclusive games sell pretty much almost that well by itself, right? That is how well PlayStation does. So we shouldn't really worry so much because there's really nothing to worry about. PlayStation's still going to do fine. But this is strategic. And the reason why they haven't told you that these games are going to be on the PS5 is because they want people to buy the Series X, right? But they want people to buy the Series X, and they're going to pretty much, kind of annul that these games are still going to be on PlayStation. And again, I haven't really gotten into why that is, but I'm going to. First thing, the reason why that the Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout, the new Fallout, whatever the new Fallout game comes out, and whenever the new games from Arcane Studio comes out, right? Which the next one is Deathloop. But anyways, the point I'm making here is this. These games are still going to come to the PlayStation 5 simply because Microsoft needs to make a profit on the back end with the PlayStation and the Xbox Series X and Nintendo to be able to put these games on Game Pass. Now, let me explain something. When these developers, Elder Scrolls 6 alone is going to be a $500 and $600 million game, if not more so. This game's going to cost a lot of money to develop. They have to make their money back, okay? The point here is to put it on Game Pass, yes. But the thing is, you put it on the PlayStation platform because they win. It's a win-win situation. If you put it on the PlayStation 5, whatever money they make from the Elder Scrolls 6 digital disc version or digital version on the PS5 is going to go into Game Pass, right? And whatever they make from the Series X version, which is the physical, but their plan is much wider than just a console, right? Their plan is 2 to 3 billion gamers. You can't do that by selling a console, right? The biggest console ever sold was the PlayStation 2 at a little over 155 million PlayStation 2s. So let's put it into perspective. The big picture is what Microsoft's looking at, right? They have to make sure that these games are still being paid for. See, it helps Bethesda still to be able to get their accolades, right? By saying, oh, well, we sold this many copies of the game, and it still helps them to be able to make the money on the back end from the consoles to be able to put it on Game Pass, right? So in other words, you're not just taking a $600 million game and throwing it on Game Pass day and date, because you're not going to have enough people in Game Pass to cover the price, and there being the key word, to cover the price of the game. Again, I've talked about this in other videos, but the point to really understand here is Microsoft still wants to they want to put these games in Game Pass, but they also know that they have to have a big enough install base in Game Pass to be able to have these games that can still be profitable to them, right? If you take Elder Scrolls 6, a $500 and $600 million game, throw it in Game Pass for what, maybe $1 a month, $10 a month? If you did that, then you're losing money. You're not making money on the game, right? And Bethesda's losing. And Bethesda Studios, because again, it is a partnership, right? And so don't worry about it. PlayStation is still fine. These games are still going to be on PlayStation 5. This is the whole plan. Their plans are just, think about it like this, okay? Sony is going to use the Azure cloud technology from Microsoft, so it's a win-win situation for Microsoft, right? You sell the game on the PlayStation 5, they make money off of it. You sell the game on the Xbox Series X, they make money off of it. You sell the game on Game Pass, they're going to make a little bit of money off of it. You sell the game on Nintendo, they're still going to make money on the back end. You put it on the Azure, on xCloud, they're still making money. No matter which way you look at it, Xbox still is going to make money off of it. So this is not about console wars. This is about Game Pass. This all goes back to Game Pass, and it's the only reason Bethesda said, okay, Bethesda was like, look, if you want us to put these games on Game Pass, we're still going to have to make our money. We're still going to have to get our accolades, okay? So what do? They say, well, you can still put it on PlayStation, right? We're not going to stop you. Look at what they do with all their games. They want it on every screen. They want it on every platform. They want it on mobile. They want it on PC. They want it on Xbox. They want it on PlayStation. As a matter of fact, they tried to put Game Pass on PlayStation. So what does that tell you? They're not interested in a console war. This has nothing to do with the console war. This is them trying to take over the industry, right? And the one place they still are falling short of that is in first-party exclusives, right? The IPs. Now they're having some of the biggest IPs, created, right? But again, they're Xbox, but they're still a brand that is national. It's a national brand. It's not just a brand, it's only on the Series X. No, it's on PC. It's on tablets. It's on phones, right? And this is, you got to put it into perspective, right? And get console war out of your head, right? Because these games, believe it or not, like I said, and I think that this should be good enough to really explain why these games are still going to be on PlayStation. They have to be on PlayStation because they still have to make money, because Microsoft's end goal is Game Pass. They want to get everything running through Game Pass to get that subscription service. They want 2-3 billion gamers on Game Pass, right? And there really is no other way to look at it, because you got to make money on the games. Bethesda is still on, they still own their content, right? It is a partnership more than it is anything, right? And the only reason they haven't told you, think about it, this is the day before the pre-orders for the Series X, and yes, Series X is going to sell a little better now. I'm not going to sit here and act like they're not, because they will. This was a very strategic, intelligent move. I'm not going to act like this isn't a win for Microsoft, because it is, but not in the way that you would think, because they still want to make their money off the software sales, right? And Bethesda, they win because they still get to have their accolades, right? They still get to make their money from the console sales, right? They're not taking it off PlayStation. They still want to make that money. And yes, this is maybe one day when they don't need the console sales anymore. If they, when they get that user base that they want, and when they get it up to, if they can ever get it past, 20, maybe up into the hundreds of millions of users, maybe. But as for now, these games are safe. Rest assured, buy a PlayStation. Don't take your pre-order off, right? Anyways, that's today's video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you understand why this is going on. I just wanted to get this last minute video on so that you guys could understand that there's nothing to worry about. Just don't worry about it. These games are still coming to PlayStation. Trust and believe it. If you like this video, please slap that like button, subscribe to my channel. You guys have a great night. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I'm out. Later.